still firing. I can't believe the capacity of this. Good heavens, this blaster looks massive. This guy looks absolutely overjoyed with it. And it's mega. That's the guy's voice on the box. This barrel looks incredibly chunky. Actually, it reminds me a lot of the Mega Mastodon's barrel. I wonder what the size difference is there. But the blaster itself is actually relatively small. I really love the idea of small, compact blasters. And in terms of raw firepower and capacity, this seems like a pretty darn good blaster. Everywhere! Use only official Nerf darts! This blaster takes 20 darts and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 20 darts! No! Sorry, Hasbro. Slam fire. Awesome. 20 darts in a row. We got 20 darts! Mega blasting power. I'm excited. Back of the box looks pretty simple. There are no spelling mistakes on the back of this box. Unlike this one, fires 3 darts at once tired. Good heavens, Hasbro. Is a Megalodon a dinosaur? No, Mr. T-Rex. The Megalodon was actually a type of giant prehistoric shark. And I'm pretty sure the Mastodon was a type of giant prehistoric whale monkey thing. Like a lorry! Yes. Like a lorry. I really love the way that Mega kind of pokes out of here like that. Doesn't actually look anything like a big prehistoric fish, but like I say, I love how small it is. I think it's about time we unboxed this, really. Good job, Mr. T-Rex. Whoops, looks like there's one more bit. And now it comes out. And if you just take a look at the size of this is actually a very, very, very small Mega Blaster. I know that the Centurion and the Thunderhawk are both different types of blasters, but just look at the size difference. This is incredible. It's absolutely tiny, and I love it. And the Megalodon is tiny compared to the Roto Fury. I wonder if they named it ironically. Roto Fury is 10 darts. This is 20. That's nuts! That is an incredibly good bang for your buck in terms of capacity to size ratio. The Megalodon is actually roughly the same kind of size as the Cyclone Shock. Well, it's a little bit longer, but actually there's not a lot of size difference in terms of length. What a beautifully, elegantly compact blaster. This spring feels like there's a little bit of punch to it. I've actually just noticed that as I'm priming this, my thumb is kind of catching right there, so I might have to do something about that. I can't see any attachment points on this blaster whatsoever. There's a sling attachment point, but there's nothing else really. Oh, sorry, I tell a lie. 1, 2 sling attachment points. But there are no tactical rails on this blaster whatsoever. Having said that, where exactly would you put it? This blaster actually genuinely looks like it wouldn't have too much space for any additional tactical rails or attachment points. I'm not sure what use of stock would be, bearing in mind how you meant to hold it and prime it, and there aren't any mega barrels to attach anyway. Fair enough. And I love this, just in case you weren't sure. Having just praised the size of this blaster, I'm now looking at the drum, and it's massive. This is definitely not a very streamlined drum. The drum by itself is easily taller than the Roto Fury. And I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but have a look at the diameter of that drum and then have a look at the Roto Fury. There's just no comparison. They're humongous. Actually, this blaster looks kind of like bulldoggy, front heavy. It's very, very British. I think that this should have been called the Bulldog. This should have been called the Bulldog. Not the other one. This is the Bulldog. I've decided. This is the Bulldog, all right? So from what I've seen in the Make Test Battle videos, this goes in quite simply. Put this in, you simply go, put it in. Whoops, simply. Goes in, clickety click. There we go. And the drum is in, and it makes a phenomenal ratchety noise when you turn it. It is incredibly fun to do that. Even without darts in it, this blaster is phenomenal. That's so much fun. You know at elementary school when you get given those instruments that just make all kinds of shaky, jangly noises? It's like one of them. I'm holding this with one hand, and even though it does feel quite kind of front heavy, it's still sort of wieldable with one hand. This is so much fun. And like I say, I love the size of it. It's almost a sidearm. Sort of have your main blaster and then have that dangling by your side. Doopy doopy dooper. The singing helps, guys. The singing helps. This is what you guys came here for, to watch Justajolt loading up a Nerf blaster. Man, I forgot my words there. Yeah, the Bulldog is more of a bull puppy name, but this just feels to me, this feels like more of a Bulldog. Look at this. Isn't that incredible? And like I say, this is one-handed. I can wield this with one hand. Shame I have to put the other hand back on it, but I love the fact this thing is so small. Would that work? Possibly? You know, can you imagine that? Something like the Roto Fury, but with this kind of drum capacity. Hasbro, if you haven't got in the pipeline, something with this kind of capacity in that kind of package would be absolutely immense. Not that I'm complaining, but maybe a blaster like this that's kind of inverted. Something a little bit more similar to the Incisor, where maybe you have a massive drum over the top and all the priming mechanism underneath. That would absolutely make a blaster like this for me. I think it's about time to fire at some deploys, really. That was too high. That was close. And it's still firing. I can't believe the capacity of this. I'm going to be quite honest with you. The capacity of this is absolutely insane. And I love the fact that you can just keep on firing for a Mega Blaster. This is unheard of. And the thing is with the Mastodon, you simply didn't have that rate of fire because it was fully automatic and you're kind of restricted by how quickly the mechanism fires. I don't just like kind of how it looks and how it sounds, but I love the way it actually works as well. This is brilliant. I'm going to reload that and do this again. Pretty sure that's not good for the screen. I am tremendously impressed with this blaster. Aesthetically, I love the way it looks. I think this should have been called the Bulldog, not the Bulldog being called the Bulldog. In addition to that, I also love how easy it is to use. There's something about the handle here which does feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but something about this does feel a little bit, I don't quite like it as much as I guess I could. What I was saying earlier about my thumb getting caught underneath there doesn't happen as long as I keep my thumb up here. As long as my thumb's there, it's fine. I would also say that you run through your ammo quite quickly. However, it's got that front loadable aspect, which I absolutely love. And so you can absolutely 100% keep on reloading this, and that is not a problem. I think that if you're someone who likes a kind of a tanky loadout, or even someone who likes a kind of a funky loadout, this, not as a primary but as a secondary, would be absolutely fantastic. Put it on your sling. As soon as the shield comes out, if you've got shield breaker rules, this is a phenomenal blaster to have in your arsenal. I think this would work as a primary as well. Do I like the Megalodon? Yes. Yes, I do. In terms of opening this blaster up, it does have a lot of screws in it. Make Test Battle's already done that for us. But there are a lot of screws on here if you do plan on opening it up yourself. I think the most number of screws I've ever found in a blaster before was the Stampede. I can't remember how many there was, but the Stampede certainly has a lot of screws in it. In terms of capacity, this does something that not many other Mega Blasters do. It has a massive capacity and slamfire goodness. Actually, there's no other blaster that has a massive capacity and slamfire goodness, so it's kind of unique. In terms of the aesthetics, I really love the way it looks. I really love the way that Mega kind of pops out of the Mega shell. I know they all do that, but this one also kind of goes into the shell, so you get the best of both worlds. I love that it reminds you that it takes 20 darts times 1. And I also love the way that Megalodon here is kind of written in a kind of a rough texture, whereas this is a smooth, clean texture. Megalodon is written in kind of a rough texture. On both sides, in fact. Yeah, that's nice. And I've just noticed on the handle as well, the handle is made of lots and lots of little M's. Got this lovely digicam detailing as well on the side. Digicam. And you've got matchsticks on there. 20! I'm officially a fan of the Megalodon. Was it the Bulldog? It was the Bulldog, wasn't it? It wasn't the Pitbull. Hasbro wouldn't call their blasters Pitbulls and Dobermans.